Ringing. Ah, okay. There. Looking good. Right, I think we're good to go. Just adjust that a touch. Evening all. If we're working, and I think we are, give us a thumbs up or type something down below. Because I've rearranged everything back again from where it was for the auction. Untangled all the wires, retangled all the wires, jiggled about, and hopefully I've got everything plugged in the right place. The camera's a bit funny, isn't it? Still, I had the camera different this afternoon. Let's try it about there. How's that? Right, let's give it a second or two. Evening Peter, Shane, Paul. Excellent. We're getting some thumbs. That must be good. We must be working then. Marvellous. Right. I think I've just about covered from this afternoon. Yeah. So that was good, I think. It kind of evening Peter, evening Kevin. Yes, proved that can get all the auction software thing to work with just me. Basically, it takes a lot of concentrating because there's a lot of things to do. You click the odd wrong thing now and again, but other than that, it seemed all right. I think internet was slightly dodgy now and again. I think it was a little bit lagging, but it's been funny here all week. I don't know why. I think it's to get BT out again, I think. But other than that, all was good. Sold everything, all bar about 3 odd lots that nobody wanted to buy, even for £1. But there we are. What can you say? So thanks to any of you lot who bought anything. I think some of you probably did. And evening David. And Mike there. So yeah, roll on the next one really. So next auction is 29th of May, which will be proper auction, machines, fairground art, enamel signs, advertising, all the sort of stuff we used to do, vintage radios and toys and stuff. So entries for that are now open, as it were. This coming week, I'm here in Cambridge all week. Obviously, people are collecting the stuff they've bought, so if you want to come and drop stuff off, especially if you've bought stuff, please come and get it out of the way. And then next Saturday the 7th, I'll be in Leamington, 11 till 4 for anybody who wants to collect their stuff from there. And also you can drop stuff off, obviously I can bring it back with me. Alan, I'm just trying to sort out with Alan, because he's got to collect some stuff from here for some people. I think he's going to be here Saturday as well, which is a slight problem, so he'll either have to come early or late, or we'll sort something out. But anyway, if you've got stuff to ship in or out with Alan, he's going to be here next weekend, basically. So get yourselves organised with him. He's going all over the place. Yeah, so that's all good. Right. So now, if you didn't catch up with me in the week, I've done a lot of changes to the website. There's still a purple strap up there because I'm still working on things, and will be this coming week as well. The principal changes are, if you haven't tuned in for a week or so, or since last Sunday in fact, I think, on the sales pages now, the menus have changed. You've now got 2 drop-down menus, which unfortunately don't show on the video, but obviously you'll see them when you log into the website. So the left-hand drop-down is all the categories of stuff we'll be selling by auction going forward from now on, and the right-hand one is stuff that we're doing via the Buy It Nows on the website, i.e. coins and tokens, slot machine spare parts, magazines, etc., and a few other things shortly. So how it will look, let's go to coin up machines. I know you can't see the drop-downs, but the bottom 2 sections of the pages stay the same, so the wanted section and all the price history and archive stuff and everything. It's the top that changes, so instead of having the bit that said things like 5 machines ending this Sunday or whatever, there'll now be a panel for each auction, yes, on you, it won't be often there'll be more than one panel at the top of the page, but if there were stuff going into 2 forthcoming auctions, then there'd be a panel for each auction. So these lots will be in our Sunday 29th May auction, and this will just gradually fill up with more and more machines, so they'll all be on there. So if we get 50, there'll be 50 little pictures of machines. This is stuff we had before that didn't go on the Colcon system, so it's going to go in the auction. So as before, you click through and it will, or it doesn't at the moment, but it will in the week. So it goes to the, the machine information page, but it hasn't got the red panel at the top, as it were, of the actual machine that's going to be in the auction at the moment, but it will do in the week. And that will obviously have the photographs, videos of his video, details about it, and then along the bottom it will say this machine's in the 29th of May auction or whatever. So that's pretty, I've tried to, although there's a hell of a lot of change behind the scenes, try to keep it as familiar as possible, because people get used to using the website one way and then you change things and they can't find anything, which is never good. So it's taken a lot of work to change an awful lot of stuff and make it look like nothing's really happened. Does that make sense? And then there'll be the register for the auction button, which takes you over to the relevant page on Easy Live to register for that auction. So that'll be the same for Coin Up there, advertising art, as that fills in with signs and stuff like that. And then we've got Fairground. I think it's in that one yet, apart from an odd test lot. There's quite a lot of Fairground stuff here to sort out in the coming week. And so on. The Buy It Now, as you know, that hasn't changed at all. That's still just the same at the minute. I might fiddle with the layout of that because it's a bit of a big page, but it works at the moment, so it's not essential. So on your, if you're selling anything, on your selling page, which is your little gavel at the top there, I'll just go through this quickly because I did it the other night, but for those of you who didn't tune in. So these buttons have changed a little bit. So on your consignments tab now, which it will default to when you first log in, you have 3 panels which will or will not have stuff in, depending if you're selling anything or not. The top one is your Buy It Now is waiting to go live. So this will be spare parts, coins and stuff like that. Stuff that's been assigned to future auctions with what auction it's in. And the bottom one is just stuff that we're still working on. So when it just, as it first comes in, just somewhere to list it so we don't lose it, as it were. So you only really need to worry about the top 2. For your Buy It Now, as if you haven't done so already, what you do if any details need editing, if I've spelt something wrong or you think there's a bit more detail that would be helpful for sellers, just click the button, fill it in, click the button, and away it goes, and I'll sort that out. You then need to set a price. So we'll do a couple, see how it works. So let's say for just a test part you want £5, stick in 5, set the price. Boom, there you go. And of course, like everything else, you can adjust it if you want to, and change it to £6, there we are. So it's now £6. And then once you've done that, if I've done a photograph and you've set the price, you'll then get the green List Now button. Click that, and that is now listed. Everything goes live at 7 o'clock overnight. So anything after 7 o'clock like now, that part, you'll see if you go to your live page, would go live 7 o'clock tomorrow night, if that makes sense. Anything you do before 7 o'clock in the day goes live the same evening. And again, once it's live, you can adjust the price again. So let's say it's been on for a few weeks and hasn't sold, drop it down to £3. There we go. And that adjusts the price. If you want to remove it from sale altogether because you now need that bit yourself or something, click remove from sale. And it takes it back over and shoves it for the meantime in your consignments page. So that's it. That one again, set that one to £4, let's say, for argument's sake. And this last one we'll set to £7. There we go. You'll notice on the last one you haven't got the List Now button yet because there's no photograph yet. So hopefully that's straightforward. That's how that works. So obviously your ideal situation is to get rid of all of these, get them all priced up, get them listed. And that's how that works. So the next panel down, your future auction sales, is again pretty straightforward. Again, You've got an edit button there if you think there's more details would be useful. Tells you what auction it's in, or if it's just at the moment for future auction, which might be the case. Like here, if you've got two things very similar, we might say, well, we'll put one in one auction and then leave one till the next auction. But again, you know, it's going to end up in auction soon. And there will be, I haven't programmed the bit yet, but obviously there will be a little panel here somewhere that tells you what reserve price you've set, if you've set a reserve price. So there we are. Hopefully that's simple. As I say again, I've tried to keep it something that's quite complicated as simple as possible. Easy Live haven't got this on there. You can't log into Easy Live as a seller and see anything like this if you or sell them, as far as I know. If you sell with any of those kind of auction houses, when you consign stuff, they give you a bit of paper with your lots on, or email it to you, whatever, with reserves and so on, and that's it. You can't kind of log in anywhere and track it, which I think is kind of a shame, really. So that's why I've done this. Now, it does mean obviously I've got two systems running, so there might be a day or two lag in things because we can't automatically talk one to the other due to data protection, blah 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 blah. But yeah, that's how it'll work. So any questions on that lot, let me know. Otherwise, we'll plod on. So this coming week, I want to get, there's quite a few bits here that people have brought in with machines, etc. over the past few months for auction. So I'm going to try and get all that stuff over the next few days. At least listed so it's in your, you know, we're working on it box here. And then obviously get it photographed in due course. So yeah, lots to do. Especially tomorrow, I've got to do a couple of emergency jobs here because some problems with electrics. Anyway, that's another problem to sort out. So good. Selling wise, nothing is. Buying wise, nothing is changed. For the moment, I've left you rejected offers there. So if you've made an offer or anything on the Coldcom system in the past and it's not been accepted, I've left it there I'll leave it there for a couple of months because, for example, like there's 3 or 4 machines, you may well have already made an offer on those and it wasn't successful. So it's just a reference point to you. If you made an offer for the Bandit at 300 quid or whatever and it wasn't accepted, when it goes in the auction, it will just remind you that, oh, okay, if I want to buy that, I perhaps need to bid a bit more than £300 for it. So I thought that might be useful to leave for at least till after the first auction, then it'll probably disappear because it will be no relevance anymore, really. So that's that. You'll see on the, I'll just go to this page for a minute. If you hover your mouse over things, it just comes up with a little name of what it is. Possibly a little bit more information in due course. You can't really do that obviously on like an iPad or a phone because you can't really hover as such, can you? So if you're using a proper computer like this with a mouse or your laptop with a mouse or something, or your cursor. So that was just another little thing I programmed in. Yeah, so let's have a look on the wanted coin op list at the minute. So bear in mind, if you're thinking of consigning stuff, we've got 70-odd thousand quid on the table, people wanting all of these machines here. Rough price of hopefully at least what you'd get, so don't forget to check that every now and again. I know there's a few things on here coming, hopefully. What are people telling me is coming? A couple of Bandits I know that are on the list that people wanted, are on their way. What else was it? Well, Cascade, funnily enough, the most recent one. The Cascade coming. Don't think there's any Tinkies coming, sadly. There is a TikTok, or is it Hidden Treasure? One or the other coming at some point. I'm not sure if we'll get here for this auction. It's a long way away. But it's coming at some point. And don't forget, obviously, you can put your wants on wherever you like. Over in the archive department, the little museum, I've been playing around with this a little bit as well. These I'll probably do those same rollover things when I get time. You'll see I've updated and tweaked a hell of a lot of pages over the past couple of weeks as I've been rummaging around the website. Often it might only be a spelling mistake or something, but any update, it just automatically adds it to this page. There's a few new pages going on. What were they? Yeah, a few different machines as I'm sorting out the categories, etc. So that's the other thing I've done. I've put 2 more categories on, and there'll be some more to come shortly, which are auction categories of stuff. So I've now got toys. I know you can't see these on this menu when my mouse is hovering, but there's toys, and also transport and travel. So, which is laid out the same as the Toy Knock page. So any wanteds, or if you want to put any wanteds in, then price history. Some of these need a bit of rearranging because it's just raw as it kind of coming out of the old database. So it can be a bit muddly here and there, but gradually I'll split things down. So robots, we've got battery robots, clockwork robots, etc. But you might click through some of these and find the odd thing in the wrong category. If you do, let me know so I can change it. So that's the toys department, and then the other one was, oops, I clicked the wrong button. You think I'd know how my own website worked, wouldn't you? The transport and travel, so that's all your aeronautica, automobilia stuff, nautical stuff, petroliana, your petrol cans and oil pumps and all that sort of stuff, railway stuff, road signs, traffic lights, etc. Again, a lot of this at the moment, all the results are there. There's hundreds of results. But it needs sitting down for a few hours and kind of rearranging into sensible categories when I've got time. It's usually my morning job with a cup of tea. I just do a few every morning, and it gradually improves, hopefully. There we are. Right, so I think that's all I've done this past week. I haven't had time to do them today because obviously the auction and everything else, but Paul sent me a couple of pictures. I think Peter Williamson sent me some earlier in the week as well. So I'll try and sort that out for Tuesday night. As you can appreciate, I've been a bit busy this past couple of days. But we'll do a bit of picture looking at on Tuesday night perhaps. That seems like a good plan, doesn't it? And there might be a few more bits auction listed by then as well. So yeah, I'll stop rambling for a minute, have a mouthful of tea. Any comments, questions on any of that lot, let me know. Or today's auction, or picking up and dropping off stuff from the auction, or the next auction, then fire away while I have a mouthful of tea before it goes cold. And we'll go from there. Well, the other thing I was going to say on the web page, homepage, if you haven't watched it, here is the Collector's Day at Paul's last Easter Sunday, whenever it was. There's a little video, some quite nice comments on it. If you have a watch, have a read through the comments as well, add your own. I'm sure when Paul gets a minute, he'll reply to some of the comments as well. So yeah, do have a look at that. David says, are future auctions from Cambridge or Leamington? They're kind of, well, they'll all be online for a start off. For the meantime, at least for the next auction, most stuff will probably physically be here in Cambridge because I'm obviously still sorting out the house. That's what today's auction was about, clearing some of the stuff. There'll be 2 or 3 more auctions of that coming up later in the year as well, as I carry on sorting out and clearing stuff. So for the next one, anything you want to view machine-wise, fairground art-wise, it will, unless there's anything really big that I can't physically accommodate here in Cambridge, it will probably all be here. and then for the one after that, we may well be sort of partly back to Leamington by then. I don't know, just there's an awful lot going on at the minute, so it depends where most of my time is, essentially, because obviously I need to be wherever the stuff is mostly to accommodate people when they come to view. But it will, yeah, gradually migrate back to Leamington is over the year is the plan. But Elephant House is a bit leaky and damp at the minute, so it's not ideal anyway. Because we need to get that big back roof done. But what we might look at doing is perhaps the kind of the garage next door to the Elephant House, if you know what I mean, if you've been there. Which is mostly for junk and building materials and God knows what else. We might try and empty that, and we perhaps use that temporarily, because we don't need as much space when we haven't got to get people in for the auction itself. If it's just to store stuff and view stuff, then we can cram it in a lot further. But yeah, working on that. Retro Magic Daz, evening guy. Good evening. Hope you're well. Don't recognise the name. It's your first time? Then evening and welcome. Paul says, what's the cut-off time to get machines to you for the next auction? Very good question. This next auction, Easy Live are going to plug across their platform to sort of welcome us as new auctioneers. So it will go out on their social media, their Facebooks and Twitters and whatever else they do. So it will get extra publicity. But because of that, we need to get anything kind of juicy here as quickly as possible, because I need to do that probably 2 weeks today, I suppose, at the latest, really. So there's 2 weeks before the auction. The auction's only 4 weeks away today, bear in mind. So as soon as possible is the short answer. I will have to be stricter with these auctions going forward on a final cut-off time. And the reason is because the way the system works, I can't upload lots to Easy Live, and therefore people can't find them and save up their pennies to buy your stuff until it's been given lot numbers. So in the old days where I used to lay out the auction around and around and around, jiggle it all about so it looked pretty, like on here. A big patchwork quilt on the walls of all the signs, and rearranging the machines in some kind of order, and so on and so on and so on. And they'd all be on the website with no lot numbers on, usually often until the Friday or even the Saturday before the auction. And I put the lot numbers on at the last minute when everything was in. I can't do that at Easy Live, so the absolute very latest is probably going to be a week before, i.e. Sunday the, whatever it is, 22nd, is it? Where's my calendar gone? Sunday the 22nd, I would say. Because bear in mind, once it's here, it's still got to be photographed and possibly a video if you want a video, and give it a chance to get up on the website and the auction numbers fixed. Because when people, especially if people are bidding in advance, as they do, there's quite a lot today actually were absentee bids. You can't change the lot numbers, obviously, so you can't rearrange the order of the auction. So yeah, I think 22nd would be the absolute latest, but as soon as possible. And anything after the 22nd would have to go into the next auction. Which is the other question I've been asked already, when was the one after that? My current thinking is it will depend on the volume of stuff coming through, but at least for the moment, to schedule it in for 2 months. So it will be May, July, August, September, and then November for the amusement sales. And the reason is we used to do them monthly, or just about monthly, but round about anywhere sort of 80 to 100 lots of that were spares and coins and bits that we do with the buy it nows on the website now. So taking that out of it and putting all the better lots to auction, 2 months should get us a nice selection. If we get enough stuff in to do it monthly, then great, more the merrier as far as I'm concerned. But I think that's a good target for the rest of this year, shall we say, and we'll perhaps review it at Christmas for next year, because in between times I've got other auctions to slot in as well. There's an auction of horrors to do. There's quite a bit here already for that, taxidermy and stuff, and gothicy bits and bobs and weird and wonderful surgical thingamajiggles. So we'll be doing an auction of horrors, and as I say, I've got another 2 or 3 probably auctions to do here, just clearance auctions. There'll be more bargains to be had. And whatever else comes in. So yeah. Shane's great start with today's auction, Steve. There is a lot of information for one person to respond to as the auctioneer. Usually there are multiple people involved. Yes, it was a bit of a challenge. Trying not to click the wrong thing on the screen at the wrong time. And yeah, lots of things flashing up and changing. So it took a few times to get used to it, but I'm sure it'll get easier as we go along. The main issue, I'm going to have to rearrange cameras and things next time, because you can't obviously need the screen right in front of me with all the information on, but then the camera has to be sort of up there somewhere. So it's like looking at the top of your head, which is not very nice. You can't really look at the camera to talk to people, as it were. So I have to think how I can rearrange that next time. I have to get a teleprompter thing, like newsreaders use, if you like, so you can look straight into the camera but still see what I need to see. So I'll perhaps look into that. But yeah, it was a bit of a challenge, but it proved it could be done, was the main thing. So that means I don't have to rely on anybody else, which A, keeps the price down for you lot, because I haven't got to pay anybody else's wages, and B, you haven't got the problem of relying on other people to turn up for 1 or 2 days a month, maybe at the most. And then of course they just don't, and then you're left up the what's it without a doodah on auction day. Which could be a real problem. So it was a bit of a test case to see if I could do it with one person, and it, yeah, possibly not very well, but we managed, we muddled through. Things can only get better. So yeah, I'm trying to think what came in the other day. There's so there's that nice Parker's Carousel All-in. There's a little SIG vendor. Yesterday came in, somebody came to look at some bits, and they brought a test your skill thing. I don't think we sold that particular version before, actually. Let me just have a look. It's like the booze barometry type thing, but it's a different one. Different name, kind of what it's called. Other skill game, let's have a look. Thing about, no, booze barometer. Yeah, one of these type of things, but a different buzz off type machine. Also a barrel with a man in it from a pan shooting gallery. If anybody's got a pan shooting gallery, and you need a barrel with a man in it, we have one. Alan says, well done, Steve, on today's auction. A lot for one person to manage. Thank you very much. Yeah. I always take too much on. Never mind. That's why always things are running to the absolute limit, or usually over the limit. But there we are. David says, I may have something that will help you with the camera setup. We'll talk to you about it when I collect. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. That'd be useful. Usually, obviously, it's done in a big auction room, and they don't worry about things so much. But I'm actually a bit tucked up for space at the moment. Too near my green screen, as well as literally I can touch it, and it should be further back, so you don't get a very good key. That's why I'm usually a bit fuzzy around the edges of me. But never mind, no one wants to look at me anyway. But we do try and get things to look relatively nice. Should I have left these pictures running in the background, but never mind, that's all right. I was trying to show you a booze barometer machine, wasn't I? Obviously you didn't see it because I forgot to switch the screen. Oh, never mind. Oh, I just noticed something. On the slide that just went past, there was some fairground side that says 6 or 36. One of those has come back round again. That's in the auction that came in the other day. One of these that are hanging up on there, above this line of Brian's machines. 6 or 36 any prize. Nice little round size. I remember selling those. Whether it's one of the ones that we sold, probably is because it's coming from one of our customers. Or it might just be another one out there in the wild somewhere. So there we are. Any more questions, comments, or anything? So this week, if you want to drop stuff off here at Cambridge, that's fine. I'm around all week. Saturday at Leamington Spa. Sunday I'll be back here again. Then the following week I'll be back over Leamington again. I'm going to try and be there because obviously weekends suit most people. Each weekend to be in. Realistically, it's probably going to have to be Leamington on the Saturday and here in Cambridge on the Sunday. Obviously for the video on the Sunday night, but I might try and swap them around some weekends perhaps. It just means obviously I have to leave Leamington not too late in the afternoon to get back in time. But just keep an eye on the website for that over the next 2 or 3 weeks if you need to. You know, if it's more convenient to meet over in Leamington if you're Midlands or further west. And I'm all toying with the idea also, possibly maybe in the future, if we can find some convenient points around the country, 3 or 4 maybe one sort of like Manchester, Leeds way, somewhere there, probably sort of just at the top of Manchester. Maybe one down like Bristol way somewhere, and perhaps one south of London. See if I can find a meet up point where I could take the truck on a particular day and then you could all come and pile your stuff on the truck just to try and you know, save everybody running in about individually really. So it's something else to look at. It's not quite as straightforward as it seems because you can't really go and park a truck in a service station or a Tesco's car park all day these days because there's CCT everywhere, and you can imagine if lots of things start coming out of cars and onto a truck and backwards and forwards, after a few minutes there's going to be security numpties with their clipboards and their little badges on causing aggro and telling us off. So we'll think on that one. If anybody's in any of those kind of areas and you've got a you know, I don't know, if you've got a business premise with a car park or something where we could park up on a, again it'll probably be a Saturday or a Sunday, or I don't know, if you've got a farmyard or big driveway or something, if you don't mind random people arriving and swapping stuff from vehicles, let me know. It's probably unlikely, but you never know. But yeah, it's something we look at. It's just trying to, again, always make things as easy as possible and keep costs down as much as possible. It seems a bit daft, 5 or 6 people individually all coming down from Manchester, when we could try and get organised and just get it all onto one vehicle and all stick, I don't know, 10-15 quid in the pot for the diesel or whatever. Saves everybody the money, doesn't it? So have a think on that, if anyone's got any suitable locations we could use. But anything sort of, I suppose, more than a couple of hours from Cambridge or Leamington, so it would make sense. Because anywhere nearer than that isn't such a problem really, is it? But principally somewhere West Country-ish, somewhere sort of top of Manchester-ish probably, and then somewhere probably south of London. Would be 3 obvious spots. Have a think on that. Any more for any more? Then let me know. Always lovely stuff that we sold before. Great, isn't it? Always a magic roundabout there as well, with one of those coming in due course. There's a Laughing Sailor coming to the auction. It should be here in a week or so. What else do I know that's coming? Bandits, Winds. Hopefully a crane, if that comes in time. I'm not sure which. I don't think the chap's made money because he's got two. I think he's got some merchandiser and a French crane, if I remember rightly. It's a while since I've seen them. But it's going to sell one. So that will be hopefully in time for this first auction. Along with some nice fairground stuff. There's that lovely pay box that's here. We'll put that in. There's some other panels, some nice little tickets, and all sorts of stuff really. Yeah, right. Any more for any more? I've fed up talking. I've been nattering all day. I still can't have enough cups of tea and drinks to kind of replenish myself. Otherwise, I'll go and have a nice soak in the tub, I think. And then I've got somebody collecting in the morning. Do let me know, obviously, if you come to collect, don't just turn up, because I've got other things to do and running about to do. But pretty much whatever time suits you is good for me. Just looking at Carter's Arcade front. Carter's Steam Fair is up for sale, as you probably will heard by now. Peter's off. Thanks for today's sale. Night all. Nighty night. And yeah, we'll catch up Tuesday. So there's a few odd pictures people have sent me over the past few days, so I'll get those ready for Tuesday night. If you've got anything else, anything of interest to send in, do so. Email it to me, or WhatsApp it me, or text it me, or whatever you want really. And we'll sort those out for Tuesday night. Otherwise, I think that's probably about it. I can't think of anything else I need to tell you. Keep an eye on the website for updates, more auction lots. And yeah, I'm going to go and switch off for a couple of hours, or try to. Right, so I think that's it. Thank you all very much. Thank you for your bidding, if you bid today, or your encouragement and kind words at my attempts at auctioneering. But Dave said, thanks for auction day. Be there to collect about 12. Okay, great stuff. I'll put you on my list. 12 o'clock. I'll get it together in a heap for you. On that. Yeah, marvellous. Evenings in the week I can do as well, if that helps anybody. See, I'm around. If you've got stuff to collect, if an evening works better for you, just get in touch. We'll do that. Right, I think that's it. I should bid you farewell. Catch up again Tuesday night with lots more news, hopefully, and progress on everything. And have a jolly bank holiday Monday, whatever you're up to. And yeah. Right, see you then. I'm off. Nighty night. Oops, I can't spell. Next one Tuesday is what I'm trying to put in there. Next one Tuesday night. Right, there we are. That's it. I am off now. Right.